We live in a world where every passing year brings more extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and mounting pressure on our energy systems. The cause? Changing climate and an energy crisis fueled by our dependence on fossil fuels. In this video, we will explore how climate change and the energy crisis are interlinked, what drives these crises, and what can be done to stop the ticking clock.
Climate change and energy are two sides of the same coin. As humans, our thirst for energy has accelerated global warming, causing dramatic changes to our planet's ecosystems. For centuries, we've relied on fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas to power our economies. But what is the cost?
The driving force behind climate change is the emission of greenhouse gases, which trap heat in our atmosphere, causing global temperatures to rise.
Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, these are the culprits. They come from burning fossil fuels, agriculture, deforestation, and industrial processes. The more we burn, the more our planet heats up. We are literally changing the chemistry of our atmosphere.
Climate change is not just about warmer temperatures. Its effects are wide-ranging, threatening ecosystems, economies, and human lives.
Global temperatures have already risen by over 1 degree Celsius since the Industrial Revolution, melting glaciers and expanding oceans. Sea levels are rising, threatening millions of people living in coastal areas around the world. The warming climate is fueling more extreme weather events, hurricanes, floods, wildfires, events that are more frequent and more destructive than ever before. This is the new normal for our planet, and it's only going to get worse unless we act.
Climate change is inextricably linked to our energy systems. The more we rely on fossil fuels, the more greenhouse gases we emit. But that's not the only issue. There's an energy crisis brewing too.
Our growing demand for energy, particularly in developing countries, is straining the planet's resources. Fossil fuels are finite, and extracting them only worsens the climate crisis. Energy security is becoming harder to maintain, especially as resources become scarcer and prices more volatile.
While the situation may seem dire, there is still hope. We already have the tools to combat climate change and solve the energy crisis, but it requires global cooperation and innovation.
Renewable energy, solar, wind, hydro, is cleaner, more sustainable, and becoming increasingly affordable. In fact, investments in clean energy have surpassed fossil fuels in many parts of the world. We're on the brink of an energy revolution, but to get there, we need to change how we think about power. The Paris Agreement is just one example of international collaboration. But it's not just governments. Individuals, communities, and businesses must also take action. Change begins at every level. And when we work together, we can create a future that is not only sustainable, but just.
Climate change and the energy crisis are the defining challenges of our time, but they are also our greatest opportunity to transform the way we live, work, and care for our planet. The clock is ticking, but there is still time to act. The future is in our hands.
Let's demand cleaner energy, push for stronger climate policies, and create a future that is not just for us, but for generations to come. Together, we can stop the climate crisis and solve the energy challenge. What role will you play?